Yeah, I think that Forward have a real opportunity here to get themselves a strong lead, starting off on the CT side. Of course, when it's not your map pick, 9 times out of 10, you're going to choose to pick the CT side to start. So, a good chance here to hopefully give themselves a big buffer for when they eventually move over onto their T side. Illuminar Gaming, we had noted this in the previous series. Their T side had looked a little bit better than what their CT side had, which was pretty converse to popular opinion, but we'll see if they can replicate that here.
Going to be a push over towards the A side here, over towards Long. It's going to be Mouth the first approach here. Gets a headshot in the end, so we're going to have to back off. Only 4 HP on the Mad Lad. Flash is going to be coming out. They're going to be going in for the cross. Should be a decent opportunity for them to be able to do this. We have seen one of the players. There you go. Take it out. Over towards Gandalf. Dozier does manage to hit those shots. Very well done, Raz. Gonna have to say a little bit safe. You don't want to be fighting up against the CTs at a distance. They have many advantages. Although I say that, Reitz, although Flash is going to be able to get a kill at that distance. And now these last 2 players going to be at least damage. And they're going to get torn apart. 1 person left over. Never mind. Absolutely slammed. First round to Illuminar.
Pretty solid. Pistol rounds do sometimes have a little bit of a flip-floppy nature to it. Bit of a coin flip scenario. But the thing is, as random as a pistol round can be, it is, of course, a very important round, because if you're able to win that, well, you stand yourself in good stead economically for future rounds. This is actually really interesting to me to see how Illuminar have chosen to buy into this. They could have gone for a much stronger buy had they wanted to, but I like the fact that they've opted to keep a little bit of cash in the tank. Do need to be aware, though, we got a double scout set up here from Forward.
And that's going to suck. They're going to have to try and push in versus Mac 10s, close proximity with a scout. 2 of them. All right, have fun with that.
This is clearly very well planned.
I really do appreciate the use of the Mac 10s. It's by far one of my favorite weapons, and one of the most useful ones as well. Oh, Reitz does hit one of the opponents. Please don't peek for this. What are you doing? Back off. It does suck. There's no kills, but, you know, play safe.
I mean,
never mind.
There you go. That'll do. That'll do. Bomb's about to explode, though, so everybody gets to leave with their guns except Reitz. Reitz, unfortunately, leaves with nothing. Bit of a weird round, I'll be honest. It feels like Illuminar definitely pre-planned this. Obviously, buying into the Mac 10s, they realized, you know, going in onto the B side, close quarters, that's going to be the play. And Forward were not expecting that in the least. Otherwise, they definitely would not have bought into double scouts. To try and retake in any scenario with you know, snipers can be difficult, depending on obviously how your positioning is. But B site on Dust2 here, yeah, it makes it that much more difficult. So Illuminar coming in here. 2 AKs, quite a bit of firepower at their back, and that's a bullet in Dossier's back.
It was such a boon to the side of Illuminar, the fact that Forward decided not to push. Because just look at it. They've now got to go up against this same buy, aside from it's now boosted with 2 AKs. That sucks if you're this opposition. You're like, okay, well, they've got the 3rd round unless we pull something out of the bag. And unfortunately for them, it's probably an L-shaped gun or whatever they're going to be pulling out that bag. Masked. Going to be coming up behind him, looking to take on 2 scouts with the Mac 10. Finds the first one. His teammate is going to be able to chime in. Never mind, he's going to go down. Maybe even another one. There we go. And it's going to be an AK potentially covered. This is huge. A lot of damage being done. Last player left standing. Not for long though.
Definitely a lot closer than Illuminar would have wanted, but that was their bonus, so they actually don't care that much. Come into this round, they were going to buy into AKs in any event. Because obviously now they're going to match up firepower with Forward. So ultimately didn't make the biggest difference in the world. Of course, it did give a little bit of extra cash over to Forward, but you win some, you lose some. You take that L and you head on forward. Haha, that was funny.
Hey. Well, Flash is going to be going out over towards Long, but it's going to be coming out from both sides, and it's going to be turning in the CT's favor. They lose 1, but take 2. That is definitely worth it in my eyes. Down towards mid, there is absolutely no one. So you know what? This could be a difficult position for the B player to be in if they realize what's gone on. There is an AWP on Mal though. Smoke does go out. This means they're going to be able to cross a little bit easier. Flash is going to be coming out from this player, Zelo, and he's going to be looking to push just through it. Straight up. Doesn't care. He's going to line them up. He bags them down. Dust2. This is a different beast. Forward. Doing decently well. They've not won a single round so far, but I think that's about to change, especially with that headshot.
It's a good read from Reitz. Knowing where that player was going to be. Flushes him out with the molly, but I mean, how much more can he realistically get done here? Bomb is lost to him, and he's being somewhat pincered in here. So, okay, he might actually still be able to pick up Bomb. That, oh, this angle. Oh. Yep, there you go. So that's that for that round. Well done to Forward. On their first buy, they're able to secure the map quite nicely. Of course, reinforcing A long was definitely a good decision. Now with Illuminar, you couldn't really know for 100% sure that it was going to be the A push. They have been pretty dynamic with their approaches to different sites. So it realistically could have gone either way. Works out in Forward's favor that they did opt to push the A site that time around. This time around, they're heading over to the B site. Is it going to be predicted? Who knows? But with Mo going so far down in the HP, well, you don't need Bogdan's law if the person with the low HP already has the ult.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, grenades can happen. Molotovs, anything. I mean, 5 HP, you get hit enough by nades physically, you're gonna die. But either way, Flash is gonna be coming through. It's gonna be Reach with the entry. Perfect gun to do so. It's gonna be the Mac 10, but instantly gonna get taken down by the Molotovs and everything else. The push from the CT is gonna be coming in, and they're gonna be absolutely destroying, picking them apart. How is this going so wrong for Illuminar? They've just been absolutely dissected. Last player alive is gonna be Exus, who was the star of the show in the previous map. This time, are they able to achieve too much in these last 2 rounds? Anyway, does manage to find a kill, but at what cost? 5 HP. All it takes is a single bullet. Slight push. A breeze. And you might end up dying. A flash is going to do nothing, mate.
I think that the Molotov in the B main entryway definitely caused problems for Illuminar because they used some pretty good util. 2 consecutive flashes coming out to just push that player off the angle. And as they push out, I mean, they know exactly where he's going to be posted up, but because they had to run through that molly, they lose so much of that HP, and it gives a lot of time. Obviously, the information gets called over very quickly. Rotation comes through from Forward. Great response time from them to just meet up with the rest of the team, make sure that they can mow down the players as they start to push through that choke. So really played here from Forward. And of course, this is going to be another round in the bag for them as it is an anti-eco. So we're not expecting terribly much to come out of this. We're going to be at an even scoreline. And honestly, I'm getting some flashbacks to Ancient. This is looking very, very familiar. Just obviously swapped sides, I suppose.
In reverse, yeah. It's a little bit painful to watch at times in the moments. I mean, Forward, we're looking absolutely dominated. Obviously, in the previous map on Ancient, then we come through on towards Dust2, and Illuminar did so well in those first 3 rounds, but that was it. That's all they got, and now they're being dominated by this opposition.
Over towards A once again. Again, kind of back and forth, A, B. Never really sticking to one over the other. I do like, however, that they've kind of fanned out a little bit more, taken more of a default heavy position here, and actually trying to gain some early round information before committing to anything. In the same vein, however, Forward have actually fanned themselves out very, very nicely, have some pretty decent map control here, so should be able to respond to whichever direction Illuminar choose to take.
Decent amount of utility on both sides. 3 diffuse kits on the side of Forward, so just keep that in mind. There is the potential of them losing track of them if they're not careful, but easy enough to keep hold of them, I guess. Potential execution is going to be coming out. Smoke out. And this is going to be a push over towards the A site. Flash is going to be coming out from Mal, rather. And spray coming out. How is this allowed? G-Aim is going to slaughter 3 of them. Like lambs to the slaughter. Molotov is going to be coming out, but he might be asking for more than he can chew on this front. as he's going to get pushed, but Marcy is going to be able to take that kill. Chucks down a smoke, turns around. Unfortunately for him, there's going to be a player right above him, which I'm not sure he quite realizes as he goes down. Last player is going to be Tio, and this is a very familiar situation. One player left standing for the side of Illuminar, and they don't have bomb control.
Bomb just get lost in no man's land. And Tao just forced to try and save here. Hold on to that one AK. Illuminar starting to crumble a little bit here under the pressure, perhaps. This was a pretty solid one. And this is what I was saying. Like, Forward had really good positioning throughout the map. So if the call came through, and if it came through quickly, and that has been a pretty big boon for Forward, at least on this map. When they make that call, the reaction time is very, very quick. So they move in towards mid, where everything seems to be happening. Okay, the fact that James manages to get 3 by himself, fair enough. if he doesn't get 3 there, this might look very, very different. But he does. And that's the important part here, as they get themselves the 1-round lead. And Illuminar, Hero AK, not terribly much to sing home about. I'm actually interested to see that it's Toa that has it, when Masked at the moment has just been an absolutely outstanding player for Illuminar. Well, comparatively anyway.
I think it's more to do with the fact like they don't want to invest the armor into the other players. Don't stay around that 2k mark. And look at that, Tio's going to be able to get the kills. The flash is working out fantastically. He gets the kills, he drops his weapon, and he runs off. Picks up another one for his trouble.
That'll do.
G-Elo is just going to be pushing on through, trying to work out what the hell is going on. Z-Elo. Get that mixed up a couple of times here, and he's going to be able to find one. It's going to be Mars, that player you called out for being a solid player, but it's now going to be a 3 versus 4, and you know what? My bets are on Forward being able to clutch this one back, because they have armor, and they also have the kills, as they're just going to tear them apart. This should not be allowed. How is this happening? Now and Co are just going to be absolutely slaughtering them. The spray is going to be coming through. Last player alive is going to be Excess, who has very little HP. They're going to be pushing onto him. He goes over the spray, finds one. 8 bullets left in the magazine. And they might expect him to back off here, but he's not doing that at all. Problem, going to be waiting around this corner. Plays aggressive. He only had to hit him for 8 damage. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was a surprising one from Illuminar to have just kind of let it fall apart. I mean, they start off that round in such a dynamite fashion, right? Getting very, very early picks that they probably shouldn't have gotten. Managing to upgrade a ton of those weapons, so now they have all that firepower available to them. But yeah, trying to head in onto that A site. Forward had already kind of moved into position. As you mentioned, they had the armor. Gives them a little bit of a boon there and helps them clutch out the round for themselves. They're slowly starting to pull away here. Illuminar, gotta make some changes. Gotta get a little bit less predictable. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Jim just gonna be, yeah, that's unfortunate. It's gonna be pushing on down. Managed to find a kill. Does get a flashbang. That hits him in the chest. James is gonna be down here, looking to find even more kills. You're gonna be able to do exactly that. Not even challenge, really. Access. What's going on?
Saying on the previous map, man, Illuminar were looking a little disrespectful. And now Forward, given the opportunity, yes, they are going to pay that back in spades.
I really don't think Dust2 was the right call on this map pick.
Yeah.
Especially when you've done a 3 overtimes, or was it 2 overtimes on it? It's really not going to be like it's like a tilt map. The fact that they lost their map pick but won someone else's, they're kind of doing that again. So at the moment, like, alarm bells must be going off in their head.
But I mean, we saw this quite often with I believe it was Saw in ECL.
Yeah,
like
it was,
yeah, consistently trying to pick into, was it overpass? And it just
yes,
just was not working out for them. So sometimes teams are very very set in their map pick. Okay,
there we
this
go.
time around, it's just not gonna happen.
Zelo is going to go down, but they're still going to have to make their way over towards the side, and they're going to get sprayed and preyed upon here by the same player who pushed up mid last round and destroyed multiple of them. This time, play a little bit more passive, but unfortunately for them, they've lost the bomb control. They have 2 rifles, but at this point in time, you're probably better off just saving, so you can go into the fully into the next round, but they don't care. they're going to try and affect the economy of this opposition, which honestly is already outstanding.
All right, James. 18 and 5? Sure, why not? The only player on double digits? Eh. It's just been really... Okay, to be fair, a lot of those kills have come in the last 2 rounds. Like, he's really raked them up by just playing a very... first, like, a very aggressive play out along Cat, and then in the second round there, just... I don't know, just being a menace on A. Like, there wasn't even anything particular about that one. He just hit his shots. Illuminar needs to start doing that a little bit more here. The strategies seem to be there, but the execution's just not paying off.
Oh, absolutely brutal. Well, 3 versus 3. There's an opportunity, and Problem is going to take full advantage of it. Just pushes through the smoke, doesn't care. Reed's going to have to push up. His position is known. Doesn't stop him, though, from getting that kill, and that is so crucial. Now, going to be peeking up in towards window. His teammate coming up through CT. That's going to give them the perfect information. They know that they're cleared behind. Smoke does go out. If Reed's jumped up onto that box, he is screwed. Smoke coming out. Should land a decent position, although Mal, he goes down. This means the bomb could go down. This is the closest we've come to actually Illuminar winning a round in, God, how many rounds? What, 7 rounds? Essentially, yeah. This is insane. And I mean, they should win this. If they lose this, I'd be very surprised.
To be fair, all they have to do is kind of hide and play some time here. Like, Dosia, if he pushes this with an AWP and a flash, okay, one molly, but like, it just wouldn't be smart. So I think for now, you just kind of hide out, don't peek, and wait for the bomb to tick down. Dosia actually probably looking to try and catch them as they're escaping from the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to give him the opportunity, or at least I'd hope not. Please do not peek into T-spawn. Okay, cool. They're actually over here. That makes sense. I obviously we could see the off view, so it wasn't quite right. I'm glad they didn't go for that advance because they don't have the cash in the bank for it.
Yeah.
They actually went into this next round with 2 sets of armor, an AK and AWP. So that is a huge one for them, as well as they've slightly dented the opposition's money bank.
Slightly would be the operative word there. Forward are definitely not feeling the economic crunch that some of us are feeling. Oy. Anyway, Illuminar looking starting to pick things up a little bit, yeah? Heading back over towards that A play, but again, Forward taking full control of the map here, and that's gonna be 2. That's bombed down. Oof. Alright, well, that was a quick round.
IEM just doing absolutely fantastic. There is a counter kill on the other side, but without even reloading, he just managed to pick up a 3-piece. Absolutely beautiful. And I mean, this is the round in the bag for them. I highly doubt Master is going to be able to do much here. I say that I doubted his ability. He picked up 2. He doesn't give a doesn't care what I have to say. There you go. Problem. Last one left alive. Doesn't know where a couple of them are, but unfortunately for him, he walks in the crosshair of the Marsh.
You're kidding me.
Mean.
Bro.
Man. Wow. I called him out.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about Masked, right? Just being a really solid player, very consistently. He's the only one on his team on double digits. That being said, it's on 13. GM is like 22 and 7. All right, dude.
This is insane. This has happened last series as well. This is
yes. Nice Smooya, is that you?
Oh, well. And also, like, GAM's kills have been... They've been really good from his side, but they've kind of been in situations where Illuminar just shouldn't have allowed them to happen.
Yeah, well, that has been a common thread today, I feel like. You know, there've been some really good plays, but there've been some really egregious misplays. That being said, I think it, you know, it really speaks to a team and a player's ability to spot out those misplays, take advantage of them. I mean, you could just see kind of 2 teams like inting into each other. So if one of them is able to like pick up the pieces, formulate a plan, see the mistakes, deal with them, then yeah, sure, credit where it's due, I guess.
All right, well, that was a great kill. Really appreciate some nice shots like that. Well, you know what? He was playing around the smoke. Mao, unfortunately, does get slightly spotted there. 7-5 on the leaderboard here, Sam. Illuminar bringing it back. They lost 7 rounds in a row, which is just ridiculous. And they're doing a fantastic comeback, and this is obviously similar to other matches we have seen tonight. But let's move on. IEM is going to get taken down. He finds 1 kill, not his usual 3-piece we have seen of recent times. And this is going to allow the full takeover of a site. And at this point, if you're forward, yeah, you're kind of like, okay, well, they've got a strong, secure position. It's kind of questionable. Those just in a good position to potentially have countered it.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to take that risk, especially because, like, while they were looking flush a round or 2 back, things are starting to look a little bit dire. And, you know, a 3-round loss streak isn't a whole hell of a lot of cash, especially considering how little they have left at the moment. So this might just be the right call. And well, there you go, a little bit of an extra frag for his trouble, so why the hell not? Bit of extra cash in the bank to help tide them through into the next round. Good round for Illuminar, starting to pick things up a little bit again. I think that they've kind of realized that IEM is the raid boss. So if they take IEM out, then they have a really good chance of being able to get themselves in onto the site and get that bomb down. But they obviously have to do that in a fairly timely manner. And that's what they did in the previous round, and it works out quite nicely.
Yeah. We go into the next one. Equal buy-ups aside from one player, as it's the Elo, who only has the MP9 in hand. But you can do a lot of damage with that, especially if you push up lower tunnels exactly like this, and they may not work it out. This time, IEM is going to be able to get 1 kill, but not before getting taken out. Mao is going to be able to take 1 from short as well, but they're going to be on the short end of the stick on this one. Unfortunately for them, they've kind of been splintered across. It is a 3v3 situation. Make that a 2v3. His problem is going to be coming out of the woodwork and taking a kill for himself, as Reitz and Exos were doing pretty much nothing and had their hands in their pockets as their teammate was trying to push in towards the site and get some information and get some kills, but is going to have to go home empty-handed. Meanwhile, we do see the push from Reitz. Problem is up above him. He's going to have to take his time entering into this. Can he see him? He does flick on up. Does get the kill. Smoke is going to be going out, but it's all for bait as the players actually making their way slowly but surely over towards the A site. Are they going to have the read on this? That is going to be the real question. Dropping down in towards CT is one of the players. I don't know if his footsteps were heard or not, but Exos is going to have to get the plant down.
Yeah,
Unfortunately for him,
go on.
He's planted for long, and he's
Oh, don't peek. Don't peek. Oh, my sweet summer child, don't peek. Oh, they just
smoke
knew.
Dosia! Stop it! You don't do that to people. But I will say, to finish my point, Exos planted it for long.
Yeah.
I get it, I do. But honestly, that was unfortunate.
That was really sad. I think it was like really predictable that he was going to be hiding out by car. So, you know, smoke goes down and it's just like, but I know you're there. You know, like kids when they cover their hands with their, they cover their eyes with their hands and they're like, oh, well, if I can't see you, you can't see me. That doesn't work. Fairly predictable spot, unfortunately. But Illuminar are at least still keeping it as competitive as possible. Forward's economy is absolutely in the drink, though. Like, this is a rough position for them to be in. And bearing in mind, like, a lot of them were at, like, 10k odd in cash, and now not so much. A little bit of a dire situation. If they lose this round, their economy is essentially broken, and Illuminar one step closer to evening out the scoreline.
Spray is going to be coming through. Exos is going to be able to pick a kill up versus one of their rivals, as it were, as IEM. Oh no, Dosia is going to be lining them up behind. He goes in for the spray, fires one. Not quite find the second, eventually he does, and that is going to be horrible to watch as they're dissected from behind, as Dosia is just going to be doing them dirty here from distance. Exos takes one, but it's going to get traded out almost instantaneously. And now Reitz is stuck in this position. I'm not quite sure if he's no, but he goes in for the spray. And now it's going to be Dosia, last one left standing. Dosia, like, what are you guys doing?
I mean, that was... it could have worked. It really could have. Dust2 was in a really like good spot there. Manages to spray down quite nicely. But because two of the players die so very early on, and he like tries to kind of even it out a little bit, and then the reinforcements take that little bit longer to actually get into position. Unfortunately, it didn't quite go the way that they'd wanted. But an 8-7 half is not bad. When you consider, you know, that this was the T side, and we'd say that they'd kind of struggled a little bit on their T side, like that's really, really not bad. Forward, I think would have been happier with a slightly stronger lead into the half, but I think it's still definitely doable if they could bring it back the way that they did on map 1. I think there's definitely a chance here for them to possibly pull ahead a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, G-Aim and eventually Dozier as well. G-Aim has just been a massive thorn in the side of Illuminar. He was getting into positions where maybe he shouldn't have, but honestly, he was just getting 3 pieces back and forth. I think he... Let me see if I can actually double check how many 3 kills he managed to get. I don't know if I have access to the stats on this. Nope, it's wiped, so never mind.
Okay.
But he got a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think at least like 4, maybe 5. Maybe, yeah, I think probably like 4 or 5, which is insane in the first half to be able to try and get versus obviously an opposition. So, going into the second half, I'm not quite sure what to expect. Illuminar, this is essentially one of their weakest maps of tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be surprised if they don't struggle a little bit on the CT side.
I mean, I think Jim is dangerously close to a 30 bomb, and we've only just swapped sides. Like that is the level of impact that he's been having throughout this this map. So it definitely has been a huge boon for the team, working out very well for them. We'll see if he can kind of keep up with that though, because like he's clearly been singled out. Like after like 4 or 5 rounds of him just getting obscene multi-kills, it has been realized, hey, maybe he should be the target, and they've targeted him very early in a lot of consecutive rounds.
Yeah, so he's sitting on 24-10 at the moment.
There you go.
His closest teammate is at 10 kills, and then on the opposite side, Master has 14 kills, closest is 9.
Jeez.
And yeah, I mean, well, you know what? We don't need to wait and see. Let's get into it now. It's going to be the pistol round on the second half of this map, the second map of this series. Reet starts off, actually takes down G-Aim, the individual we were just discussing, and that is honestly the best kill you could hope for. Second best would be Dozier. Maybe even him being the top one. We'll have to wait and see how these players continue on into this half. It's going to be Morales with another, with one of their kills, just pushing on through the smoke now, looking to find another one. Headshots left, right, and center. And you know, every single one of those kills was a headshot. Pretty well done.
Yeah, nice. That's going to skew their stats a little bit, but hey. Do you know what? If you can consistently hit those headshots with USPSs, go on then. You deserve it. Going to get a little bit of cash in the bank for themselves. Quite a strong force into this as well. You know, we have seen it previously where they'll just kind of go Mac 10s, maybe FMRs here or there. Not this team in particular, just like a general thing. But instead, Illuminar are actually going to buy into 2 M4A1Ss. That's quite an investment here. But for forward, despite the fact that they didn't plant, they've also kind of invested into the scout. It is only one investment, so it's not, you know, egregious, but it's definitely risky.
Again, flashbacks of this first half. Scouts and pistols. But honestly, I think forward are going to be doing a lot of damage following on from this round. They haven't fully purchased into this, so allowing themselves to buy is going to be an interesting one. Mal having the scout makes sense. He just needs to get some damage. I mean, realistically, if he can tag 3 players, that's 3 highly vulnerable players to the Glocks. You just get a couple of dinks, a couple of shots, and you know what's interesting with the Glocks? If you don't feel comfortable about hitting the heads, you aim for the legs.
Okay.
You do more damage to the legs than you do on any other parts of the body aside from the head. So.
I mean, for me, that's just a standard. You know, toe shots. That's my comfort zone.
I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever you're into, Sam. I guess. But anyway, moving on. We're going to be seeing the kill come out. Mars does go down, and this is going to allow the taking of that site, and it's going to be fairly difficult for them to try and defend against this, but they have got extra money in the bank thanks to that bomb plant. The MP9 is going to be coming out, looking to make quick work, and honestly, you just want your player to farm with this MP9, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. There is another MP9 on the floor, but they're going to get absolutely slammed. Last player is going to be G-Aim, who still managed to take down one of the players, which should not have happened. And if I'm right in saying that's 2 MP9s lost, but those, yeah, and neither one of those players, I think, got killed with one either, so.
No. That's fine, to be fair. The bonus is going to be a little less bonusy than they would have liked, but end of the day, it's not a big deal. At least Forward do get the plant there. But unfortunately, obviously, having bought into that scout in the previous round, it has made an impact on how they're going to be able to buy in here. So, another scout. Fair enough.
That was kill, though. Sorry, that was key. He managed to tag one of the players, I think it was Mast, who down to 29 HP, which meant when Dozier faced him with the Glock, insta headshot.
And if it works out, you know, then that's great. But obviously, having lost the round, it is a tough position to be in.
Oh, God.
Why? Why? Okay.
I'm just face palming right now. Again, I'm not on camera, but it's... Our producer can definitely see it, but it's that was an embarrassing situation, to be honest. Pushing over towards long like that with no backup and no support. I mean, I get it at the point because they also pushed in towards tunnels, but they're already down loads of players. They've lost 2. They have an AWP on Mars. This is a high investment round for them. So playing like they were, playing hyper aggressive over towards long with only 1 player. Sure, it gained them a lot of information, but at what cost? So. Let's see what they're going to be able to do with this. That was a deep smoke. Interesting choice. If you are just joining us, this is the second map. First map was Ancient, absolutely slammed by Illuminar. It was Forward's pick. This is Dust2. Decider will be Mirage. Moving onwards, Execution's going to be coming out. Scout player dropping in those smokes. Oh, that's actually going to stop Exodus from getting shot in the head. That was fantastic for him. Flash is now going to be going out. Molotov's going to be returning, stopping them from going in for these easy pushes. It's going to be G-Aim falling. That's absolutely fantastic. Problem does manage to find a kill, but he's going to get burnt alive. But it doesn't matter. He's still going to find another 2. Mask is going to be the last one left alive, and he is in trouble. He is going to be on that short position. Now has an opportunity here. Has got a rifle, but it is going to be... Well, Forward going to be able to win that in the last couple of seconds.
Yeah, that could have gone a lot better for Illuminar if they don't lose that first player very early on. It was a bit odd to me just how slowly Forward were being, or how slow they were being. I suppose in a sense it could go, you know, to mind games, maybe try and let them think you're rotating, but they stall out quite a bit. They do manage to come out on top at the end, which is of course the most important part, but they did lose a lot of players. Now 2 of their players are down to $0. Bit of a rough situation to be in economically, but both teams are pretty much in the toilet now, so could be worse.
4 players left, 0 money in the bank, and they're just gonna get absolutely slaughtered. They finally managed to get a kill, but they're just gonna get killed by these other players. G-Aim just makes quick work of them. Gets another double kill for themselves. That is going to be a player. Exodus just pushing up. Almost gets that kill. 7 HP left on it. And that round was rather painful. Not worth it.
It was certainly a round that happened in CSGO. I can say that for 100% certainty. Illuminar in a tight one here, as we mentioned. Very little cash to work with. Doubt they're going to be spending anything into this one, and there you go, not a cent into this. So Forward are going to find themselves at 11-9, unless we see some like serious heroics here, which I don't see happening, to be perfectly frank.
USPs, you know, if they all bombard them and just in the same spot, they could do something. And they're going to be trying to sneak up behind, and also 2 players up ahead who have been spotted. Probably get slaughtered. There's going to be player watching behind. That is going to be Z-Elo, just, you know, just holding the rear, trying to see what they can do. And they're going to be walking straight into him. This should be a fairly easy 3-piece for them. Just spraying them down. Never mind, down to 7 HP. Could get taken down. Only, I was going to say 5 bullets left. Doesn't matter. Takes them down. Doesn't care. Clean round in the bag.
Pretty much to be expected, right? I mean, no big surprises in that round. Plays out as you would think. So, this is the thing, right? Forward now on 11 rounds. Illuminar have some serious work to do to get themselves back into this. Really struggling, I think, you know, both of these two teams struggling to get a solid lead in either direction. And I mean, this map has been very, very back and forth. It started off looking like it might be one-sided, but it's just continued to go, you know, round for round. They've always been very, very close in the scoreline. This is interesting because there's now obviously been a lot of util used over towards A, which has the potential for a fake. Illuminar have already started cycling in.
It's dangerous, especially with the fact that this is all or nothing. I mean, if they lose this, they'll go into the next round, the round loss bonus, and any kill extras they get. So they're not going to be able to buy into the next round. I mean, if they buy into the next round, I think they'd have to be stupid, but I'll let them decide. And well, they at least have some information here now that they know that a player's over there, but this is all just bait. They're just getting picked apart. I don't understand what is going on with the Illuminar gaming. I mean, we've seen how well they can play in previous matches, but it just seems on this one versus Forward, they're just being torn apart. And I mean, Forward are a fantastic team, don't get me wrong, especially GAIM and everyone else.
Yeah, I feel like there is an issue in this round in particular of just kind of rotating way too early. They kind of spot the utility over on A, they all start moving in, and Forward are like, haha, psych. And then they start pushing in somewhere else, get a few kills, and then go, well, A is clear now. And then they just go back to A, and now Illuminar are like, you know what? You can have A, we're gonna keep our guns. This is very rough for Illuminar. I want to see a little bit better communication. It really does feel like they're kind of getting a little trigger happy, maybe getting a bit nervous, and it seems to be affecting their judgment.
I mean, even that moment there, when you have a player who knows from the communication from your teammates, and if he doesn't know, then either he's also deaf or his teammates aren't communicating properly, which is a whole another problem within itself. But he decides to then jump up on that box, and you know good well, if you're an as experienced player as these are, that you are not covered, you are not protected going onto that jump. If you want to get up there so badly, get a teammate to rotate on over and boost you up on towards short. That's the play you do. So it's painful seeing these kind of basic level mistakes. But I will praise Forward. They've been seeing these mistakes in the opposition, and they've been taking full advantage of them.
Yeah. Feels bad here for Illuminar. Had a really solid start. But unfortunately, it seems to be kind of getting away from them. And this is essentially going to be another one of those kind of cleanup rounds. So, bearing in mind, of course, that we are 1-0 in favor of Illuminar. If Forward win this one, which it looks like they may just do, we're going to be heading on over to our third map of the night. I mean, these guys fighting tooth and nail to keep themselves afloat as much as humanly possible. And you know what? I respect it. I respect the tenacity.
I mean, GAIM now has 30 kills, an absolute beast. Exus is on 14, Mask is on 15. It means he's only got, what, 1 or 2 kills this half so far. Reeds is on 10, 9 on the other 2. A little bit disappointing. I mean, Mao isn't really achieving too much on his side, but honestly, he's not really getting a chance. His teammates are slaughtering the opposition, so that's what it really comes down to. But there is a chance here. There's going to be a full buy coming in from the CT side. They have to get these kills and save their teammates who are getting the shot at. And finally, they managed to get the first 2 kills without losing a single one of their players. But GAIM, he's here. He is not happy with the opposition. He's not happy with his teammates dying like that. He wanted to go at this with a fairly clean approach. Exus is going to be the only player really able to defend on the B site. And he's going to be in an awkward position momentarily, especially with...
That's good.
They pushed on through. He managed to get a kill. That is the delay that Illuminar needed. The flash as well. They take him down, and now Mao's the last one left alive, and they know exactly where he is. AWP is still in the hands of Mast, who's now going to be watching up behind them. And it's going to be Exos right up next to Mao, who's going to be wide peeking. Just dries it out, and he's going to be able to get a kill. And I mean, that's the first round, and God knows how long. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. But fair play to them. Decent round from them.
Yeah, I mean, It really looked like Forward had a solid position here. So they've got Mo holding mid doors. So anyone that goes for the cross, he's going to be able to shut them down. And he does actually manage to get one of those. He was the last player left alive at the end. The problem is that the execute onto the B site is done with very little utility, very little backup. They just run in onto the site and then take like all the damage in the world and wind up dying. They flub a very, very solid round for themselves. And props to Illuminar, you know. We talk about taking advantage of those mistakes. Well played.
Exactly what's coming through. Teo is going to be going down. G-Aim is going to take advantage of Reitz just going... Okay.
Yeah.
Breathe, Tom. Breathe. Just bring in the chi. Just relax. There are a lot of basic. There are a lot of basic mistakes coming in here from this opposition, from the side of Illuminar. A little bit disappointing to say the least. So this is going to be the 14th round on the board here for Forward. I just don't see it going any other way. I mean, when you're on a 1v5 and when Exos has barely been able to dent the opposition most of the match, and I mean, when you've got someone so experienced as like Dosia, you should really be having a good time on this map. And so it's good, you know, from Forward. They're absolutely smashing this.
Doing really well for themselves on their T side, no less. We came into the half at the 8-7, so weren't 100% sure what direction the second half was going to go in. And while Illuminar have strung a few rounds together, it hasn't been terribly clean. Forward seemed to have the lay of the land. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Forward very much in the driving seat here. 14-10. One round away from match point. And it should pretty much be in the bag here for Forward. Ooh, Illuminar. This is dangerous. They're forcing in. They're spending every last cent they have. And sure, they've got that last streak bonus. But going into the next round, if they don't win this round, they go into match point with a not great bye.
I think it's the right call. I think they're having such a tough time on this versus Forward that they really just have to put it all into this. And if they lose this, then they're like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't think they want to bother going in for overtime. And to be honest, if they did go for overtime, I think they'd lose. So this does make sense.
BG go next.
Exactly.
Nice
slow down.
patient play though. Yeah, I love that. I love that we're on like the same train of thought there. Good to see them trying to get, you know, some of that early util out. Neither one really wanting to take the bait though, particularly not Illuminar, considering they have so little. They have to make sure that whatever they use now is going to be pretty high impact.
Yeah, well. Here we go, going to be pushing on through, and it's going to be a team kill. Their best player is now dead. They do get the kill on Mars, but you know what? When you've lost two players like that, that is hilarious. This is the opportunity that, I mean, Illumina needs. But the question is, are they going to be able to finish it out? Dosia is still alive, Problem still alive. Mal, you know, is effective. He's able to get those kills when he needs. And they're going to be able to push on through. One player is going to be on over towards Gandalf. Behind the smoke, the spray is going to be coming out. Does it? You know, a little bit of damage. Counter spray is going to be coming out. They could chuck some utility on over towards him. Counter grenade doesn't achieve anything. And unfortunately, Reitz is going to get burnt alive. Nothing he can do in that corner. His teammates had zero smokes. The plant does go down. Tio is going to be key. The play on site is now dead. They know exactly where Dosia is. But Mao, he's there to counteract the position. And 2v2. This is pretty much from match point. Whoever wins there.
I can't believe Illuminar brought this back. Like, I don't Illuminar Forward. Like, they shoot their own player, give over man advantage in the dumbest way possible, and are still able to stabilize. I mean, we talk about how important it is to, like, capitalize on the enemy team's mistakes. That was Illuminar not doing that effectively. And as predicted, they find themselves on match point with a very broken buy. Very little to use for themselves. Map 3 incoming, boys.
Yeah, I just don't see this really happening. Mirage is going to be an interesting one. But, again, I mean, Illuminar, they struggled on that map. They did win it in the end. And it wasn't even their map pick. And honestly, it wasn't the cleanest.
Yep.
It's not over yet, though. We're going to be seeing 2 kills on the exact same 2 players. But we've seen this one without them before. This time it's going to be a short rush. which is an interesting change of direction. I don't think this is actually in their favor. I think they're going to be struggling. Tio, he's going to be going in for the no-scope potentially. No, instead, just going in for the shots. That's going to be a clean scout kill onto Mao. He was so crucial for that clutch beforehand, but problem is going to be able to take down Oxus behind. And also Tio, who just jumps up, drops down. Problem, last one standing, 1v3, takes down 2. Oh, takes down 1, I guess, technically. Unfortunately for him, he is going to get teamed up. If you're Illuminar at this point, you're like, well, we don't want overtime, but at the same time, we do. So...
Really, really well done again to just kind of bring that back. I said bring that back. They started that round very, very strong. Getting out those first 2 players, key pickoffs to kind of open things up a little bit for themselves. I'll admit it, I'd kind of counted them out at the start of that round, but they've proven me wrong. So, yeah, keep it up, guys. Keep going. Try and maybe get us into that overtime. Maybe you can stretch that forward a little bit. Maybe you can... get that second map win and secure yourself the series. But forward, I don't know, they seem to have a bone to pick here. Not really looking to give that up just yet. Because again, we're seeing this very, very kind of patient play coming out. Again, trying to just get some of that early line information. A's actually been left fairly open towards long, and it's a good read from Illuminar because it does look like it's going to be this mid-push.
Well, we know what that third person means. So we're going to be seeing GAIM push on through. Managed to find a kill. The rest of his teammates going to be taking a little bit slow, and I think the slow really messes with Illuminar's head. As we see these teammates, actually, they're going to go on over towards A long. It's a good read from them. They realized there was a little bit more contention in towards mid than what they were expecting. Good counter push going to be coming in from Illuminar. They're going to be chucking down a smoke a tad too early, potentially, if they throw it right now. They still have an opportunity. Mao over towards long. Flash is going to be going out. That's going to allow them to go in for the peak. Have they found anyone? They have. They're going to be able to find the first kill. It's going to be a problem. And the first kill on these players. And they're just going to get absolutely picked apart. Last 2 players left standing. Reeds in the same position as before. This time, they're not going to use a molly to take out him. They're just going to shove one through, but they're going to lose multiple. It's going to be a 1v2 situation here. Couple of seconds left on the clock, and it's going to be down to Exos. He switches on over, but he can't do it. Doris here. X-God takes care of them, and that's going to be GG. Well played, Illuminar. Losing out on their map pick as forward. Absolutely smash them, demolish them, pick them apart, and throw them to the curb.
Yeah, I mean...